Hi Stampers, this is Kim with Great Inspirations, and welcome to another video in my Stamp Happy Holidays series. Today I thought we would take a look at gift card holders, and I have two examples right here. These are easy to make. You can decorate them any way you want, and they have the little pop-up mechanism that allows your gift card to just pop right up. There it is. And then it closes right back. Now this, of course, is the landscaped version. Have it nicely decorated out here on the outside with the greeting. And then on the inside on this one, I chose just to put the gift card. I could have made this a lighter color and stamped a greeting on there. I could have put a panel right here for a greeting and to sign my name, but I have not done that as of yet. I might decide to do that. Or you could also put a panel on the back, just a panel of white. This is a normal size A2 card. It's 5.5, 4 1/4, so it will fit in an envelope. I haven't decided who I'm giving this to yet. So when I decide that, I will make a decision on whether to put the panel on the back or put something in here. It's going to depend on whether I give this to someone in person or send it through the mail. But this is the little pop-up gift card holder in landscape orientation. Now here is a version of it in portrait. It's a little different, but it's still the same idea. It has the mechanism that pops up, and it's easy to make. Both of them are. This one is probably the least involved, but this one I just decorated it up quite a bit, added some extra layers, and so it was a little more time consuming. I did put a panel on the back. Merry Christmas to you. Could sign my name and write a message there. But like I said, I put this extra panel of pattern paper here on this one. You could just use the one layer as opposed to two, whatever you like. Like I said, you can make them as simple as you want, or you can really decorate them up a lot and make them really super duper fancy. But I thought we would walk through both of these. There are several measurements, but that's okay because you will find those in my corresponding blog post, and the link to that blog post is in the description of this video. All the measurements will be there. But let's start. Let's make this one, the landscape one, first. So what you need is you're going to need some cardstock. And here's our cardstock. And it's just like any other card that we would make. It's going to be 8.5 by 5.5. And we're going to do some scoring. And we're going to score. The first score line would be at 2.5. Let's turn it this way. You might be able to see them better. 2.5. And then we're going to go all the way down to 6.5. And what that gives us is this flap that is just a little bit longer, half an inch wider rather, than this one. The more narrow one, the 2-inch flap, will be at the bottom, and the 2.5 inch will be at the top. Then when you close it, you can see they overlap. But let's take the bone folder and let's reinforce the score lines. And I'm going to flip it over and do the same on the back. And there we go. So we need some decorations. And so I have a piece of pattern paper that will fit on this bottom flap. So this is 5 1/2 inches by 2. So our piece of paper will be 5 1/4 by 1 3/4. This is 5 1/2 by 2 1/2. So our piece of pattern paper will be 5 1/4 by 2 1/4. And we'll put those on right now. Just going to line this up, leave that nice little border, equal border on all sides. Just do the best you can. There we go. And now we're going to put a piece along the top. Get it lined up as best we can. There we go. So there's our top and our bottom. And now we want to put our mechanism in there. So we have that. Now there are a couple ways you could do this. The way I did it for this one was I took my cardstock, and this cardstock is 3 3/4 by 4, scored along the 4-inch side at 1/2 inches. You fold this back like a mountain fold, and it will be adhered right here. And then we would adhere a little pocket down here, and that would slip under here. We will adhere these sides down. But if you didn't want to do that, you can make this all one piece. And right here it is. So that, I need to figure out. So this is 2 inches. So instead of making our piece 3 3/4 by 4, I changed it to, I just added these 2 inches. So it was 5 3/4 by 4. And you just put adhesive on the sides because you're going to score down here. This is at 1/2. Flip it over and score it 2. I put some tear and tape there. It's 1/8 inch tape, which makes really nice size for when you want to use a gift card, because you don't have to worry about is there going to be enough room to get that gift card in there. And like I was telling you before, you kind of go through and use your bone folder to kind of stretch that pocket out just a little. And then we'll borrow this gift card. This gift card will slide in here nice and neatly. And basically what is 2 pieces becomes 1 piece. And you would just put adhesive here and on your top flap on the back side. Just adhere it, center it, and then you're good to go. You would close it, it would slide down. That's how to do it with just 1 piece. Of course, you could always put pattern paper over this to decorate it up a bit. But what I'm doing today is I have my 3 3/4 by 4 inch piece and a 2 by 3 3/4 piece of pattern paper. As you can see, I have that 1/8 inch double-sided tape all along here. We'll pull that off. I always liked 1/4 inch tape, but then I got this 1/8 inch for free. And I started using it. You know what? I really do like it, especially for when I'm making gift card holders. So we're going to line this up along the sides and along the bottom. There we go. And now we're going to put adhesive right here. I recommend some strong adhesive. If you use liquid glue, you're going to make sure to give it a little time to actually adhere really well once you stuck it down. So here's our score line. I'm going to go right above the score line and center this as best I can to the left and right and press. There we go. Now we need to put adhesive on the bottom flap, the more narrow flap. We're going to put it on the left and the right, just along the sides. Press that down. And there is our gift card holder. Put the gift card in there. And then I do have a greeting right here. Happy holidays. I think I'll just center it across the top. And I did put a few little embellishments on there, the red, just to kind of make it pop a bit. And like I said, we'll center this as best we can. And there we go. There's our gift card holder. That is the landscape one. It's just that easy. Here is my original one, and here's the one we just put together. So we'll put these aside. Remember, you can make the pocket in one piece if you like. Now the next one, we'll move on to our portrait one. And on my sample, I only used one layer on this small card as opposed to the two. But that will be up to you. And like I say on my blog, I'll give you the measurements. So for this one, we need our card base right here, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. We're going to need a piece of pattern paper, and it is 4 by 5 1/4. We'll need a piece of white or light colored cardstock for the back side so we can put our greeting and sign our name. And then we're going to need this smaller card, which is, I need to use my cheat sheet here. It's 8 1/2 by 3 1/2, and you score it at 4 1/4. And of course, we'll go over that score line with the bone folder. And you will need another piece of cardstock for the mechanism. And let me see what that is. It is 5 3/4 by 3 3/8. And you score it at 1 1/2. And then you see we've made this all just the one piece. So you also score it at 4 inches. And you can see I've put the double-sided tape on there. And then this is just a little piece of pattern paper to decorate that up a bit. And that is, I'm not sure, let me measure it. Some of these measurements I must not have written down. It's 3 by 1 1/2. And then for the outside of our card, this will go like this. This will be right like this, and then we will have a bottom piece across here. First we'll have this, and this is 3 It's 3 by 3 3/4. No, it's 3 by 4. 3 1/4 by 4. And it goes right there. And then we'll have a piece that goes across to keep our card down so that our pop-up can pop up. And it will go right here. And it is 4 1/4 by 2 1/2. And just along the top, I just put a little 1/4 inch strip of red cardstock that is 4 1/4 inches long. And then of course we do have a greeting and then a little image to dress up the front of our gift card holder. So let's get some of my trash out of here. We'll get our layering done here. We'll put this on first. Just line it up, get our border around it, and there we go. We can put our back panel on. I think I'll turn it this way. I'm having troubles seeing across that big gap. I might be looking through my glasses wrong. Anyway, there is the front. And now we're ready. We can put our smaller card. We can put the pattern paper on it. There we go. And we can put our mechanism together. I put this little piece of pattern paper on our lower flap there. Just make a nice little border, even on all sides. Now we'll peel off the backing of the double-sided tape. Fold it up. And then we have our 1/2 inch flap there. We're going to put some adhesive on. Again, you want a strong adhesive because this is the piece that does all the work. We open up our small card. We line this up, center it right above the score line. There we go. Now we're going to put this on here. We're going to center along the top and the sides, try to have a nice border that's equal. Okay, there we go. And now, see, that moves, but it doesn't have anything to stop it. So that's why we need to put this right there. And I have more of that 1/8 inch double-sided tape. And I got that from scrapbook.com. If you were wanting to find some. There's other 1/8 inch double-sided tapes around, but that's just where I got this one. going to line this up with my pattern paper. That is my first layer. Line it up along the bottom and then this side. Okay, we need to get this guy out. There we go. There, that's better. And now we can put our greeting on. Put it right like that and put our little gingerbread guy right there. And he has some dimensionals on the back of him, so we'll pop him up. And there he is. There's our pop-up. Here, I have this gift card would go in this way. And you also should take your bone folder and kind of stretch your little pocket out a little bit. But there's the gift card holder. And there it is. On the back, the place to sign your name. So that's the portrait version of this pop-up gift card holder. Get all my trash out of here. Let's see here. There are the portrait versions, and then here are the landscape versions. Like I said, I think this one is a tiny bit easier, but for the most part, either version is very easy to make. Makes a nice little addition to the gift card that you're giving. Just a really nice way to wish somebody happy holidays. Once again, all the measurements, some directions, pictures, that kind of thing will be found on my corresponding blog post. And the link to that blog post is found in the description of this video. I want to thank you so much for joining me for this Stamp Happy Holidays video. Until next time, stamp happy.